How is everyone? Welcome to another day of a Monday crochet. We are back in the shop. It's been like a month since we've been in the shop. And you see, that's behind me. We have tabletops. We finally have tabletops, kind of. They're technically like still hardening. So it's been a long enough time period that I can be in here like with them now, because you have to like leave them for like 24 hours, but I'll tell you all about that very soon. And then now we're in this like weird middle ground period where we had to wait for over 24 hours for them to like pretty much fully harden. And then you guys, we're about to sand them down and then do the top coat. But scuffing up these like beautiful shiny countertops is going to be so difficult. It's gonna be so difficult. Let me kind of like show them to you guys. Hold on. Look how gorgeous. So you see how shiny they are right now? They're, like, you guys see over top there? They're actually not gonna end up being this shiny. They're gonna actually have like a matte satin finish, because you can see like the perfect reflection in them right now. That would be really, really hard to like film with having that perfect of a reflection. And so we're going to be sanding it down and then putting this like satin matte finish on top of them. So they'll still be black and sparkly, but they won't be so reflective the way you can like perfectly see everything in them. They're not gonna be like that. They're gonna be like a matte, almost like a diffused look. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. So I was hoping that the countertops were going to be this week's video, but as you can see, they're not installed. And like, I thought about splitting it up. I thought about having it be like making the countertops, installing the countertops, but I'm like, I kind of like having the video with the yarn wall that we did. We filmed it like over a month or two period, but then put it all in one video. So that's what we're doing with the countertops. The countertops should be next Monday's video. So for this Monday's video, I did a video we've been talking about doing, but I hadn't had time yet, is clothing to crochet for fall for beginners. So that's what today's video is going to be. Let me see who is in the room. Kimberly is here, Nat is here, Taylor is here. I think I saw Amy in the room earlier. Mercy said I commented on your video. Yay! I try to comment on y'all's videos whenever I see them. You love your channel so much. Thank you, Gia. Thank you so much. Hi, Harper. How are you? The matte sparkle looks like velvet sometimes. Ah, that's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, it makes it look a little bit more like stone. And like I said, I want this to look like a witch's cottage is like the goal. A witch's cottage, and also the magical fairy forest like brought to life in like a form of a room. So the magical fairy forest, if you guys are not familiar with this, is my parents have this place on their property, this like little back section of the woods where they have like walking paths, and there's all kinds of moss, and it's really beautiful, and the trees are really old and really tall. And so they put these like lights, and they're like kind of hidden lights, and they're colorful lights in like at the base of the trees. So the lights shoot up into the trees, and it's beautiful. They don't have them on all the time. They honestly only turn them on like a couple times a month for like an hour or two, so it doesn't like disturb the wildlife. You watch my old videos, thank you. And anyway, so that's the magical fairy forest, and so I love all the colors and like the greens of the trees and the moss, and then the purples and the reds and the blues and the pinks, all the different colorful lights, and then the night sky above it. So in my mind, our sparkly black countertops are kind of like our night sky, and then the rug for the center of the room is going to be green with flowers, which is like our forest floor, and then the cabinets being the greens and purples are kind of like all the lights. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I am finishing my shawl because I really want to do a tutorial for this shawl, and I want the shawl to be done first. It's technically done. Just think I need to move over a little bit. I can't hit these countertops. It's like right here. It's like, I can't show you. It's like right there. I can't hit the countertops because even though like I can touch them, if I like stick my thumbnail into one of them right now, it'll still like make a dent. So I have to be really careful with the countertop. So I'm worried I'm gonna like hit it. I also have to remind myself not to like lay my hook down or anything like that. You're making a spiderweb sweater? That's literally one of the ones. That's one of the ones in the video today. I did not make my earring. My aunt got me these. Aren't they so cool? I love them so much. Here is our sweater, not a sweater, sorry, our shawl, what we have so far. And now if I was doing it just as like a regular shawl, I would be done already, or if it was like a pinned shawl, but this is gonna be a shawl that actually like wraps around and like ties behind me. And so let's see. they touch, but they don't tie right now where we're at. So I think I'm actually probably going to use the rest of the yarn because I really want to end on the orange the same way I started on the orange, but I'm not sure if that's going to be too much or not. Thank you, Amy, for asking everyone to like and subscribe. That's very sweet. As always, I do have the chat set to subscribers only. I didn't know you guys didn't know that we did that. And last week somebody was like, why is the chat set to subscribers only? It just makes it a safer space. There's been like twice in the last year I have forgotten to have it be on subscriber only, and people have come in and said crazy things. And so I'm like always having our chat on subscriber only. I'm like, no, this is a safe space. We are not having that in here. You guys know it's a one strike and you're out policy, no hate allowed. So yeah, it's a lot easier if it's just subscriber only. Hi Ashman, how are you? A spiderweb sweater sounds so cool. Oh my gosh, Gabrielle, they're so cool. I started one last year and I didn't get it finished before Halloween, and I was thinking, oh, well, I can finish it this year. I don't know where it is. I found like all my works in progress. The sun is really coming in. I'm gonna have my sunnies on. I found like, I thought all my works in progress when we were organizing our yarn. I have no idea where my spiderweb sweater is. It's only a big spiderweb. I basically just made a big glow-in-the-dark spiderweb. It's really cute. It'd be really good for like decor and stuff, but like that's basically half of the sweater. So I'm like, it'd be really nice to find it and like finish it. I don't know. Mercy, I don't know who that is. Are they a YouTuber? You're gonna be a pumpkin? I love that. Oh, you just got married? Oh my gosh, you're going as Corpse Bride. That's amazing. And congratulations. Making it for your Halloween costume, you're gonna be a spider goddess. I love that. I still don't know what to be for Halloween. I did a post the other day asking you guys what I should be for Halloween, and I haven't got to check the comments yet. You guys will have to go to our post page and make sure to tell me what to be for Halloween. I really might have to move because the sun is like, I'll show you guys. The sun is like coming in through these doors. It doesn't look dramatic at all, like from there, but from where I'm at, it is like so bright. I don't know how to turn around though. Where should we go? Also, look at the counters. They look so good. I am so excited. I am so excited. Oh, that's so cool. She made a book with patterns. I love that. Hello in Australia. How are you? I'm glad you made it to the live, Leanne. It's good to see you. Have you seen our countertops yet? I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the live, but we're making our countertops. I'm so glad you guys told me to do the epoxy because it like honestly wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So you can really see right here. This is the back. You're not going to see this part. This is 2 pieces of MDF, like the medium density fiberboard, the same stuff that we made part of the cabinets out of. And we were able to like splice it together, and then we used 2 pieces, and then oops, we did the resin pour. So it's not exactly a resin pour, I guess, as much as it is almost like a paint. So this is, oh my goodness, what, 6 layers so far? So this is one on the countertop and the other workshop table. Yes. So this one is going to go on top of the cabinets that we built, and then that's half of our table. So we have 2 things that are that size, and I'll explain this later. That will be fixed. But anyways, we have 2 things that size. The other one's back there. And then this will go on top of those things. So we're going to have little like cubbies and bookshelves underneath of my working table. So I'll be able to sit here and film our tutorials. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so excited. Is the table going to be plain? I think I'm gonna paint the table. Okay, so you guys can kind of see it from here. We're leaving the wood, this finished UV wood we're gonna leave. Well, we have to figure out what to do about these scratches because that was an accident. Let's just say there was a tool that got away from us and it went skidding across here, but that's a story for another time. So that'll be the wood color, and then there'll be a face frame on this, and these guys will be painted. I think the medium green color from our back cabinets, and then in here, right across here, there will be backs to the cubbies. So these guys will effectively end up being 2 cubbies. So both sides will have 4 cubbies, and both sides will have 2 bookshelves. So these boom, 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 boom will be bookshelves. and then this will be a cubby. So when I'm sitting like at the desk, I can reach in to the book, to like the cubbies beside me, if that makes any sense. The skidding tool looks like it tried to make a flower. I know. I know, it really does. So, what was I going to show you about this? I feel like there was a specific question I was about to answer, and now I'm just going on, going in circles. But yeah, I'm so excited. We're going to be working on the table base tomorrow, and that's just our goal this trip, is to get the table base done. But oh my gosh, guys, we bought the wood for the shelves today. It looks so good. It looks so good. So I think I told y'all about like, oh, as I'm tripping on things. What was I going to show you guys? I feel like I got up to show you something. Okay, you guys will remind me if you do. And yes, we are doing a matte finish. And yeah, we're gonna sand off those scratches and probably just like refinish the wood. It's just will look maybe a little different because it's like UV treated plywood. So probably just stain it. Oh, I know why I stood up. I think I was just gonna sit in a slightly different area. I don't know where to sit though. Maybe I'll just sit the exact opposite direction. I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna sit you guys down for a second. Hello. And I'm gonna move, let's see, I can move the arm a little bit. Let's just like, maybe flip it the other direction. There we go. And I'll move my chair. Whenever we're in the shop, Dad has like a couple, like a stool that we sit on sometimes. But when we're like on break, we use these like camp chairs to sit in. So whenever I'm on my live out here, I always sit in these camp chairs. Okay, now you guys can look in the sun instead of me looking in the sun. I also have a bright 0 out here. You guys hear that? My parents have hickory trees everywhere, and hickory nuts fall on the roof. And they're like really loud. Okay, I'm tightening everything to make sure the arm doesn't fall onto our sparkly table because it's so beautiful. So like technically this is like, I can touch it, but if I like pushed my thumbnail into it right now, it would still make a mark. So tonight we're going to be sanding this down, which is going to be so heartbreaking to sand it, but we're going to sand it down, and then we're going to put the matte top coat on it. And allegedly the matte top coat makes it so hard that you can like hit it with a sledgehammer and you're like fine, which is so crazy. Hi, water. How are you? You're wondering if the sparkling would be too much for filming. That's exactly why I chose to do the matte instead of the gloss. So like, this is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but that is a perfect reflection. That would drive me crazy. Where is the 2022 temperature blanket? It is hanging up unfinished at my house. But I'm really excited. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. If you want to look up like what the matte coat is going to look like finished, this is Stone Coat Countertops Black Galaxy with a matte finish. There is a YouTube video from Stone Coat where they like fully do the whole thing and do the matte finish and everything. So you guys can like see what it's gonna look like if you want, or just wait until next week's video. And next week's video is going to be completely us making the countertops, like honestly, like from start to finish. I'm trying to make it to where you can see the countertops a little bit. I guess I can just keep getting the phone off of the tripod and showing new people the countertops as they come in. Thank you, Mercy, for asking people to like. You're 2.5 months behind on your 2025 temperature blanket. If it makes you feel any better, I am 3.5 years behind on my temperature blanket. Oops. Oops. Crochet a table runner for the countertops. I'm definitely going to like be doing different decoration for different seasons in the craft room, and table runners are absolutely something I'm interested in doing. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see the finished transformation. Me too. Oh, I know what else I was gonna tell you guys about. The wood that we got today. Okay, so we have been looking at wood, and I knew that I wanted live edge or something textured, or just something that's gonna be not just like a 2x4, you know, for my like bookshelf. So on one side of the room, we're having like floor to ceiling floating bookshelves. On the other side of the room, around the closet, like above, like where the light switch is, and then around the closet top, we're doing smaller shelves that are going to be for like trinkets. So like, you know, little things, maybe a few books, but mainly like little things where I'm tightening my phone holder. Okay, I think we're good. don't fall, okay? And so we went today to just kind of like a local place that like sells lumber, because I was looking at like Menards and Lowe's, etc., etc. And the cheapest I was going to be able to get everything was going to be over $500. Actually, it wasn't even everything. It was everything for one of the bookshelves. So that didn't include like the trinket shelves or the window seat for like Tilly's window seat. And so all that was just gonna be $500 just for the floor to ceiling bookshelves for the live edge, but it wasn't even like a wood that I really, really liked. So I do collect some vinyl figures. I have a lot of pops, but that's about it. Anyways, and some of those will be on my bookshelves, of course, too. But so we ended up getting everything for around $500 from like somebody like more local. But we didn't just get the floor to ceiling bookshelves. We also got the trinket shelves, and we also got Tilly's like window seat thing, and the trinket shelves and Tilly's little like window seat are going to be walnut, which if you guys know wood, walnut is just one of the most beautiful woods ever, and its live edge walnut is absolutely gorgeous. And then our bookshelves are not actually going to end up being live edge, but they are going to be floating still, and they're going to be what's called a curled maple wood. It has like these beautiful like markings in it and almost like swirly like zebra stripe looking things. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I just cannot wait to see the way it turned out. Sarah said walnut is gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And we got like a live edge for the walnut. So Tilly's window seat, it's gonna be live edge, but we're gonna remove the bark from her window seat. You're supposed to always remove the bark from live edge. I'm gonna leave the bark on my trinket shelves because like, why not? It's gonna be just like, they're not gonna be shelves I'm using. They're just gonna be like display shelves, and they're gonna be high up. Eventually the bark is gonna fall off, but like, I'm gonna let it fall off at its own rate. I'm just gonna see what happens. You're supposed to like secure all of the bark on with like resin if you want to keep it on, but I don't want shiny bark. I want the bark with the wood, and just if it falls off, it falls off, you know, but I don't want to just like peel it all off. I will peel it off of Tilly's window seat because she will be getting up and down a bunch and knocking off the bark, and I also don't want her to like chew on it. Tilly's my cat, if you're new here. If you're new here. Anyways, I'm so excited. I have watched Gilmore Girls multiple times. I'm currently rewatching it because it's fall, and that's what we do. We rewatch Gilmore Girls every fall. And I'm currently on like season 5 or 6. I don't really like it after season 4, but that's fine. The Woobles, when will that be? I think I'm doing the advent calendar review in 2 weeks, because I just got here in the mail, the Woobles calendar review, maybe 3 weeks. I just got it for the Christmas advent calendar. It's Santa's workshop. It looks like it's gonna be really, really fun. And I wanna do it as like one of the first videos in the craft room with like the countertops, and I'll be able to like actually review it on the countertop. I'm like so excited about it. May you never finish watching Gilmore Girls. It's okay. The last seasons I'm not a huge fan of. The year in a life was cute though. Woobles. So next week's video is going to be installing the countertops, and then if I have enough time next week, I might try to do the Woobles review. The week after next will either be the crochet tutorial for the shawl, if I get it done, or it'll be the Woobles review. It's like what I'm thinking. What would you read it, Gilmore Girls? Do you mean rate it or read it? Is Gilmore Girls a book? It's not, is it? If you mean rate it, I would probably rate the first like 3 seasons like absolutely 5 stars, no notes, and then I'd say by the last season it's like a 2 star. I'm not a Logan fan, so if you know, you know. I have seen Vampire Diaries. See, and Vampire Diaries is so funny because Vampire Diaries also gets terrible in the last few seasons, but I don't care because it's terrible in a way that's still enjoyable. And I feel like Gilmore Girls is just not as enjoyable anymore. It's the same way with The 100. The 100 is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I love, love, love the first couple seasons of The 100. I think it's like one of the best shows ever, and then it gets horrible, but like I still love it. It's like horrible in a way that like is really like easy to enjoy still, you know? Memberships are next week's live. So next Monday will be memberships. It's the first Monday of every month, as Kitten 7 says. Binge watching Blind Spot. I don't think I've even heard of Blind Spot. What is that? What is it about? I've been collecting acorns, by the way. Acorn caps. Aren't they cute? Every time I find one that I like, at my parents' house, I've been putting it in this chair. I don't know what to do with them, but I feel like it'd be really cool to figure out a way to cover them in like maybe like a UV resin and turn them into buttons. I feel like I could like UV resin them and like completely harden them and then drill with my, what is it called? Dremel maybe? And make like 4 little holes and make these into buttons. Wouldn't that be so cute? Little acorn buttons. I never got into the originals. I don't know why. None of the originals were any of my favorite characters in the Vampire Diaries. Like, I liked them all just fine. Like, I don't hate the originals plotline. I probably like Rebecca the best out of the originals. You're in Australia and it's Tuesday. Cool. It's good. I mean, I watched like the first, maybe like half of the first season. I don't know, I just like couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll try it again sometime. Favorite character from Gilmore Girls? Luke or Lane? Which I know they're extremely different characters, but I love Luke and I love Lane. Yeah, I would say. What about you guys? Do you have favorite Gilmore Girls characters? Whoa, it's an FBI show. I don't watch that many like FBI or like crime like shows. Usually there has to be kind of another layer to it. Like even with like crime solving, like my favorite like crime solving show is probably Lucifer. So there's like an extra like supernatural added level to it. Oh, I started Supernatural finally and I actually really, really love it. Oh, Suki. I love Suki. I love Jackson. I really love Jackson. It's really funny because me and Josh are like, if you mixed, like, I'm like half Lorelai and half Suki, and Josh is like half Luke and half Jackson. So if you mix them together, it's me and Josh. It's really good. You're on season 3. Cool. Yes, I love Twilight. Once again, Twilight is something that, you know, maybe isn't like the best, but it's still so enjoyable. Yes, with Sam and Dean is Supernatural. Yeah, Luke is wonderful. I think I stick with Luke and Lane as my favorite characters. Yeah. When the craft room is done, will you finish the temperature blanket? I would say yes. That's all I'm gonna say. I would say yes. Maybe. Luke and Jess. I do love Jess. I'm team Jess out of anybody, but like the truth is all of Rory's boyfriends are horrible in my opinion. In order, I'm team Jess, then Dean, then Logan. I really don't like Logan, which I know is a controversial opinion, but Jess is the one I think that, like, if you've seen A Year in a Life, won't do any spoilers, but I feel like Jess is the one that eventually at least like ends up the best. But I can't stand Logan. Logan drives me crazy. Supernatural is good at the beginning, but the end, ugh, oh no. Is it completely done? I thought there was like one more season coming out like next year. My favorite animals, giraffes, cats, and horses, and frogs and chickens. Can I have multiple? I always joke that giraffes are my favorite mystical animal because I feel like they shouldn't be real. I mean, they're like, you know, a 2-story tall, like horse with leopard spots. It makes no sense. Oh, I can hear a bug. Stink bug in here. I have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I probably rewatch Avatar at least once a year. It's definitely one of my comfort shows. What YouTubers do I watch? I don't really follow anyone completely or like religiously. Jenna Phipps for a while. I would try to watch every single new video. Oh, Life of Riza, for her like series in 2023. I religiously watched like every single video. But then she took like a year break and now she's back with season 2 and I haven't started watching season 2 yet. Yeah, Life of Riza, Jenna Phipps, Crescent Shea. I'm gonna crack a window. Even though all this is like cured, it still is smelling a little bit weird. So I'm gonna crack a window. Hold on a second. I'm trying to think of more YouTubers that I watch like really consistently. Because I kind of am just like a scroll person. Like I just like scrolling on YouTube. And you know, seeing what feels right to watch. I like watching just like things from people that I don't know also. Like I love finding new YouTubers that I haven't heard of. But I'd say Jenna Phipps in Life of Riza. Oh, and Lily Pichu. Like Lily Pichu and Cutie Cinderella. Oh, and Maya, what is her last name? She does the podcast with Cutie Cinderella. And she has like the Animal Sanctuary. I love her videos. I'm blanking on her last name though. Yeah. What about you guys? Who are y'all's favorite YouTubers? Avatar, Way of the Water, or the original? I've seen the original Avatar. I'm not the biggest Avatar fan, like the sci-fi Avatar. I love Avatar The Last Airbender, but I'm not the biggest fan of Avatar. Who's my favorite Avatar The Last Airbender character? Zuko. Zuko and Uncle Iroh are my two favorites for sure. For sure. The Craft Channel and even and Kaylin. I don't know either of them. Do you know what I wish would come back? I wish the show Making It would come back. It was like a crafting like challenge show. Like I normally hate competition shows because I feel like they're just kind of mean and like cutthroat. But the crafting competition show was hosted by Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman for one, so you know, love them. And it was just like iconic. Just like you did like 2 craft challenges for like each episode. One of them was like a quick craft, it was like 3 hours, and then there was like a big craft that was like 9 hours or something. And it would be a challenge of like make a Halloween costume or like decorate this door front for a holiday or make a mailbox, like, and everyone kind of came in with like their own skill sets and it was so much fun. There were like woodworkers and felters and crocheters. I mean, I feel like for fiber artists like us it'd be a little bit difficult because I mean we can't really get anything done that quickly. But literally so much fun. Eyecatcher says, hello everyone, I'm new here. My name is Cameron and I'm watching from the UK. Guys, can we get some sunflowers in the room for Cameron? Welcome to the Sunflower family, Cameron. I used to miss a show called Blind Justice. Feels like if your dreams was catch for it so soon. I've never heard of that, but I have shows like that. Like for me, when I was in high school, there was a show called The Event. It was like about aliens. I don't know what happened to that show. Has anyone heard of The Event, or is this a show that I made up in my head? And then there was another one about aliens. Star-Crossed, also. When I was like in high school and there was 1 season. Gone. Just gone. Poof. Have I ever seen Bones? Bones is one I have not seen. I have not seen Bones. But it might be one I like. I don't know. Is there anything paranormal or like magical about Bones, or is it just like a you're solving crimes show? What am I working on? I am working on a big triangle shawl. Big triangle shawl. It's gonna be very pretty. It's gonna wrap around. H2O. I have never seen H2O, but one of my best friends, do you guys know Tyler Warwick? He's another YouTuber. He makes so much content about H2O and it makes me like want to see it because I'm just like, I feel like I've seen it because of Tyler's videos. Arnar, Clear. It said the stream would start at 7, so I'm so late. The video's at 7, but the stream was at 6. I'm so sorry. The video is an hour after the stream starts. So we stream for an hour and then we go straight into the new video. I'm gonna also open up the door. This this resin you're like supposed to be able to use without a mask, and it's been like I think like 30 hours since we poured it, so like I know it's fine. I'm just like I'm so extra cautious about everything with like PPE and just with resin and paint and like whatever it is. I try to always be like extra cautious. Let's see. You're trying to do my pumpkin crochet and you're struggling. That's okay. Okay. Roxy, explain it to us. What's going wrong? What's going wrong with the pumpkin crochet? You just started crocheting, you decided to go all in with the big blanket. You know, sometimes that works. I taught one of my best friends how to crochet. We went we went to Montreal together, like I was gonna say a few years ago, but this time, oh my gosh, at this point, it's probably been 8 years ago. We went to Montreal and we literally would like go sightseeing during the day. We'd go to like little French cafes and we would go to museums and just like explore the city. And we would be back in our hotel room by like 7 p.m. and like crocheting and watching movies. It was so much fun. And so I taught her how to crochet that trip and she just dove straight in with like a giant blanket and she literally made like I feel like 3 blankets that first year she was crocheting. I was like, this is crazy. Your corner to corner video has been my savior. Oh, tacos, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, that's awesome, Sarah. Oh, I love Passionate Kelsey. I haven't seen like all of her videos, but like the stuff I've seen I really like. Are you and Josh getting married? Just have to stay subscribed and find out. No, I'm really excited. When we do get married, we will definitely do like a ton of DIY stuff for our wedding and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys will definitely be along for the ride. I might even need your help on some stuff. I have some crazy ideas for our DIY Renaissance Festival wedding. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Have you ever tried Tunisian crochet? Kind of. I bought Tunisian crochet hooks and it cracked me up. I made a video about this, so some of you may have already seen this, but somebody opened the package. Like that happens sometimes, like people like open the package and if they want what's in there, they'll steal it. And if they don't, they just leave it. Like I had an AirPod case stolen because I think they thought it was AirPods. But my Tunisian crochet hooks, they opened it and then they just left it. I'm like, you don't want my crochet hooks? I see how it is. I bought Tunisian crochet hooks. I tried it for 5 minutes and I was like, I hate this so much. I need to try it again. I need to try it again. You watched my corner to corner video, it really helped. That makes me so glad. Oh my gosh. I love corner to corner crochet so much. I actually have made shawls with corner to corner the same way I'm doing this. If you want it to have a straight edge like this, you can do just like the half of a granny square, do like you know, as like make a big triangle. But if you want to do a shawl that has like a jagged edge, like like a little pattern on the edge that wraps around you, you can literally just do half of a corner to corner blanket and then never do the decrease, only do the increase. What do you recommend crocheting? Well, I'm glad you asked. I actually have an entire playlist called What to Crochet, and you can look through and you can see all the different videos of like what to crochet. So I have 101 gift ideas, things to crochet for fall. Today's video is clothes to crochet for fall as a beginner. We have things to crochet for spring, things to crochet for men, because that was a big recommended video. People were asking for anyone more masculine or men, like what should you crochet? So I made a list for that. We have things to crochet for Valentine's Day, a whole playlist of different things to crochet. I hope that helps. It is on my page. It should be like 3 or 4 playlists down when you're just like on my homepage. It's one of the playlists on my homepage. And today's video is going to go into that playlist as well of clothes to crochet for fall. I did see Selena's wedding photos. They were gorgeous. Her dress was beautiful. I loved his post, the I married a real life princess post. It was so cute. What if you crocheted your wedding dress? Maybe. My idea is actually, I'm just gonna tell you guys what we have 97 people in the room. Okay, you guys are gonna hear this first. We may have talked about this in another live. My idea is to have my bridesmaids pick out dresses just that they like. Doesn't have to be anything in particular, just like dresses, some sort of simple silhouette. And then I've seen other creators do this. I know for sure Jenna Phipps has done it, so a lot of you guys may have seen her do it, where you basically sew crochet flowers onto a dress. I'm thinking about doing that for my bridesmaids dresses. So that's where I would need y'all's help because I can only crochet so many flowers. But in theory, would you guys want to maybe help crochet flowers for my bridesmaids dresses? Wouldn't that be so beautiful? Because like, especially if they did almost like shorter dresses, and then I could like have the flowers extend down off of the dress and be all over the dress, I feel like it would just be like so much fun. Jenna's flower dress is incredible. I know, it was beautiful. And I've seen so many people do like versions of things like that. Crescent Shay did one with like sewing flowers all over a dress too. And I was like, oh, this is just like, I love this idea. But I think it'd be so much fun if you guys can like help me make the flowers. I've seen people sew them on. I've seen people do fabric glue. I'm hoping I'll be good enough with the sewing machine by then that I can almost do like the way people like quilt things together. I think I could also maybe put some of the flowers on like that way so I wouldn't be like hand stitching them all on. It'd be so much fun. That'd be so cute. I would definitely help with that. Thank you. I'm so excited. Okay, how do I do my bridesmen though? What do you guys think I should do for that? Because I am gonna have some guys in my bridal party and I want them to have flowers on their outfit as well. I don't know if I would have them do, I feel like just on like a tie would be too little. I feel like that's not like enough. You know what I mean? So what would you guys do on my, what are they called? Bridesmen? I don't know. Pocket square, tie. I want them to have flowers though on the lapel. I could do suspenders and they could be flowers, crochet suspenders. Groomsmen, I think is it bridesmen? Because it's not Josh's groomsmen. It's on my side, I'm gonna have some of my guy friends. I don't know. Are we getting wedding videos? And no, we're still like at least a few years out from having the capacity to like get engaged, plan a wedding, all these things. Everyone always asks, are you guys married? It's like, practically. We just want to plan a ridiculous wedding and we want to also film all of it, so we're in no actual hurry. A crocheted boutonniere? Well, I don't know what this is. What's a boutonniere? Oh, like the little thing they pin on themselves? Like the corsage and the boutonniere, is that what that is? I don't know. Grooms, ladies, and bridesmen. Sounds right. That sounds right. That sounds right. Cuffs on their sleeves is cute. I'm thinking probably a like fall wedding where the weather would hopefully be pretty. Why not the whole jacket? I know. I really could do their whole jacket. The same way I'm gonna cover the whole bridesmaids dresses with crochet flowers. Anyways, we have a couple years to figure it out. But yeah, my plan for the wedding is to do literally every single thing that we can do DIY. Everything DIY. So in a perfect world, I'd be making my own wedding dress. I don't know how I'm gonna be yet at sewing, and I don't know about crocheting a wedding dress. I feel like there's like way too many possibilities for things to go wrong. But I could have you guys also send, I'm thinking all different color of flowers for the bridesmaids. I could, in theory, have you guys also send white flowers for like my dress and do that. That could be pretty. Would they be like brides, gentlemen? Maybe. I have no idea. Bailey J did a lot of DIY. I don't think I know who that is. But yeah, like I said, we still have a few years, but I'm gonna need a lot of flowers. A lot of flowers. It's gonna be fun. Do I know Scott? Which Scott? Because two of my YouTube besties are Scott Frenzel and Scott Christian Sava. So the answer, if it's either of those people, yes. what is our YouTube? Scott Sava? Yes. Scott Sava and I did a couple videos together recently. If you haven't seen them, they are on my page. The first video, so I don't know if you've seen any of Scott's videos where he goes to the zoo and gets to like draw the animals. He knows how much I love giraffes, and so he invited me with him to go meet the giraffes. So me and Josh, my partner, and Scott and his wife Donna, we all went to the zoo and met the giraffes, and it was so much fun. And so we filmed that. That's on my page from sometime in July. There's like a long form and some shorts of it. And then a week later, I wanted to say thank you to Scott and Donna for inviting me to the zoo. And so I crocheted Scott a little giraffe with a really long red scarf because I felt like a very Scott thing to do for a giraffe. And apparently y'all on his live stream named the giraffe Hippo, and I love that so much. I love whenever an animal is named after another animal. And then his wife Donna loves red pandas. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos of her meeting the red pandas, but it's so cute. And so I crocheted her a red panda as a little thank you. So did you tame a giraffe? The sweaters. I don't think you tame giraffes, but I did get to feed them. How long is that hair now? Long? I don't know. I've stopped measuring. I feel bad. I need to get back to like taking care of my hair. I'm finally on like a skincare routine for like the first time in my life, and I'm about to be 33. But I need to like get back into my consistent hair care routine because I for a while was like really good at taking care of my hair. I have not done anything consistently in a while. What brand of yarn is this? I think this is Lion brand. Pretty sure. How's Tilly? Emotional. So Josh had to travel for work last week, and then I had to travel this week for building the rest of the craft room stuff. And so she was with me alone for like 4 days, and now she's with Josh for, God, I'm gonna be gone. I left last Wednesday and I'm not getting back till Friday. So a little over a week. And she just is not herself when it's only one of us there. She's like always like, where are they? What's going on? You know, so yeah. Smoky and Opie, that is something that I thought about as well. Maybe doing crochet flowers, at least, maybe not for the tables, but maybe crochet for the bouquets. So I can keep the bouquet. I think that would be really cool. For the table, I think I want to use real flowers because my parents do a ton of like wildflower stuff here. And I think it'd be really cool to just plant that year like an insane amount of flowers, and just whatever flowers we get, that be the flowers for the wedding, you know? I think that'd be really fun. This is Lion brand, but I don't know exactly which Lion brand it is. I'm not sure. I think it's one of the mandala ombres, but it was a big one. Because like all of this is just one skein of yarn, and it's like really big. So I bought it originally to do a dress on the knitting machine, and then I never made it. And then I just like, I don't know, I found it when I was going through all the yarn, and I was like, ooh, Shaw. You like those colors? Me too. These colors are like, they feel like summer going into fall. You know what I mean? They feel like right now. And I think it'll be really nice because it'll be the same as Mandala bonus bundle. I think that is what this is. It was like this big, the cake was. It was really big. I forgot what I was saying. Saying you crocheted your whole bouquet and did one crochet and the rest real. That's so fun. I love that. Yeah, I think I'd like to have like my bouquet crocheted, but then maybe the rest would be real. I don't know. How much money was the knitting machine? I think around $500. 4 or 5. I'd have to look it up to see. I just like got mine online new. You can, thank you Amy for the 15-minute warning. I have not been paying attention at all. You can buy them secondhand. My worry with buying one secondhand, because normally like I buy a lot of stuff secondhand, but my worry with buying one secondhand, they have these like little pins in them, and they can get bent really easily, and then you have to get replacements for them and stuff. And there's like 100 little bitty tools that the things come with. And so I was worried about getting one secondhand and then it not having, you know, not having everything I needed. You're so excited to see Tilly's Hobbit Hole. Me too. Oh my gosh, that's another thing we need to build this week. This week, I think we are going to cut a few Hobbit Hole doors for Tilly. And then I'm just going to prime them and paint them like a dark green. And then bring them back home with me. And then we can decide how we're going to decorate the first hobbit hole for fall, and then I'll have a second one made that we can be making for winter, because we are going to make different doors for each season and holiday. I'm so excited. You would love to knit. How hard is it? Knitting's not bad. I think knitting is easier than crochet to like get the hang of, but at the same time I think crochet is more beginner friendly. Do you crochet already, or do you not crochet or knit? You got a new puppy named Tilly. I love that. I love the name too, obviously. Obviously. Gumball earrings are so pretty. Thank you. My aunt got me these. You do crochet. Okay, I would start with the YouTuber Sheep and Stitches, who I learned to crochet from, and look into what is called continental knitting. So when you do continental knitting, it's really similar to crochet. So English style knitting is like where you like put your hook, you know, your needle, you wrap it around, you pull it over. It's a lot of different motions. But with continental knitting, you actually like hold your working yarn the same way you do in crochet, and you actually do most of the movement with like your working hand. It's like crazy how much more similar it is. I used to think that continental knitting was like its own stitch or something, but it's actually the way you hold your yarn. I would like to get a little bit better at knitting before I make like any knitting tutorials, because I don't want to lead anybody astray. But maybe I'll do a video sometime in the next few months, maybe January, February video, where it's like things I learned as a beginning, you know, beginning knitting. It's hard to say. My knitting machine is an LK150 Silver Reed. So Silver Reed is the brand, and the type of knitting machine it is an LK150. And they've made knitting machines forever, so you can sometimes get them that are like vintage or antique, but mine is just like, you know, a new one. And you can get the one I have like online a lot of places. They have them on like eBay and stuff too, or just like Amazon. I think even like Walmart online sells the LK150 Silver Reed. You want to get one? If you do get a knitting machine, I will just say, like, don't be frustrated. It takes a long time to get the hang of, and I still don't even feel like I really have the hang of it. It's like, I'll get really good at it for like a few months, and then I'll put it away for a few months. But now that we're gonna have the craft room, I feel like I'm going to like definitely be able to dive into the knitting machine again. What's your dream car? I want something electric. There's not a current electric car that I'm like super sold on. So right now, if I could just magically have any car that I want, it would probably be a Toyota RAV4 and like a new one and a hybrid for sure. They make a plug-in hybrid that'd probably be my absolute dream car right now. The knitting machines are loud. Yeah, for a second I thought you meant the RAV4 is loud. Oh my gosh, I have such an embarrassing story about the RAV4 not being loud. So we're kind of having car troubles right now because we have really old cars. And Josh's really old car, which used to be my car, which is like almost 25 years old, recently completely broke down. And then my car, which is only like a decade old, broke down recently. And so I was like, I need to rent a car for this week while my car gets fixed. And so I went, this is so embarrassing. I've never driven a hybrid before, and so I go to the airport to rent a car, which I know it's more expensive, but it was a holiday weekend, it was a Labor Day weekend, and all the other rental car places were closed. So I went to the airport, I'm renting a car, they're like, oh, we have a Toyota RAV4. I'm like, perfect, I've been wanting to look at those anyway, it'll be like test driving it. So I go, I get in the car, and I start the car. I've never driven a hybrid before or an electric. I didn't know how quiet it would be. I literally, you guys, I got out of the car, I go back up to the help desk, and I was like, I think something's wrong with the car. And he's like, no, it's just a hybrid. So I had no idea that, that it was going to be that quiet. So anyways, I love driving the Toyota RAV4. I think I would like to have a, like a hatchback, some sort of either, someone said you like trucks. I like the idea of an electric truck. I don't really want a truck that's like a like gas, you know, guzzler truck, but I like the idea of like the Slate truck that's coming out next year. I think Ford's also supposed to have an electric truck next year. Anyways, I would like to have either an SUV with a hatchback or a truck, so we could like transport bigger stuff, because like, you know, when I'm thrifting or something, it's nice to have, you know, more space to throw things in the back. Yes, I can show you the sparkly countertops. I could probably move in now that the sun's down too. I moved this direction because the sun was like right in my eyes, and you I couldn't see you guys. Oh yeah, never a Cybertruck. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever. Okay. Yeah, never a Cybertruck. Okay, here's the sparkly countertops. Aren't they so pretty? Oh my gosh. I love them. IKEA Seltos? I don't think I know what that is. I'm so bad at knowing what cars are. Oh, I just turned off my camera. There's a feature where I can turn off my camera on live. I didn't even know that. I knew I could mute, but I didn't know I could turn off the camera. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys the rest of the countertops. They're so pretty. Okay, this is the only time you're ever gonna see them this shiny, because they're gonna actually have a matte finish on top, so they're not gonna be that reflective, which is a good thing for filming, because like I'm gonna be filming, you know, like tutorials like straight down on it, and like you would just see my camera's reflection, and that wouldn't be good. But we are about to sand right after this live. We're going to be sanding with like this guy, this sander, all the countertops, and that will make the product stick to it for the matte finish. So we're going to roll on the matte finish. Is it dry? Yes, technically. So I can touch it. I can touch the countertops. If I like stuck my finger really hard into it or like stuck a nail on it, it's not fully cured. So it doesn't fully cure for 30 days, but allegedly with this top coat we're doing, it makes it fully cure in like 2 days. I'm still gonna be really gentle with them. We are still moving them to my house in Nashville in a couple days. So I'm nervous, but they're so pretty. So the big countertop back there, that's what's gonna be like behind me on top of the what are they called, cabinets that we built. And then this is going to be our big working desk, and instead of having just legs on the desk, it's actually going to have these 2 shelves, one on each side. There's one over there too. And these shelves are going to have bookshelves on the sides. Then this will be painted, I think, like the light green color. Hey, there's our scrap wood. And then these are cubbies. So we're going to have 4 cubbies and 2 bookshelves on each side of the desk. And then I can roll underneath here. There's going to be like a footrest underneath the desk that will also double as a little bed for Tilly. I'm so excited. When's your new video coming out? In 7 minutes, but this week's video is not the tabletops, obviously, since they're not done, but it is going to be things to clothes to crochet for fall as a beginner. So I'm really excited. Sadly, you just got here, but the table's stunning. Thank you so much, Shrimp Slug. It's good to see you. Does it normally take resin that long to cure? So there's like different levels of curing, right? This is like made for, and also I'm saying all this as a beginner, so like don't quote me on this. Definitely double check everything for yourselves, please. I'm not a professional. This is my first ever attempt at resin, but from what I've understood, it takes 24 hours, which we're about at 30 hours right now, to be able to touch it. So like right now, you know, you can touch it, it's technically hardened, there's no stickiness. Like right now, if we were going to add a 3rd layer of resin, because this is 2 layers of resin, if we were going to add another layer of resin, it's cured enough that it wouldn't do a chemical bond. So we did the 1st layer of resin with sparkles. Then we only waited 18 hours where it was still a little bit tacky. And then we did the 2nd layer of resin that has no sparkles in it. So it gives it like a little bit more depth to it. And so you do that whenever it's like a little bit tacky, but after the full 24 hours, which like I said, we're on 30 hours right now, it's actually like hardened, you know? And so I can like touch it. So from what I understand, that 2nd layer of clear resin without glitter is what makes it food safe. So people like use these as countertops in their like kitchen and stuff, and in their bathroom and all these things. So if you were going to be like using this and like sitting pots and pans on it and like whatever, you need to wait like 30 days because it's still going to be slowly getting harder over 30 days. But allegedly, the top coat that we're going to be putting on it tonight, that is what makes it usable in 2 days rather than 30 days. So That feels kind of scary to me. I feel like it's gonna still be a little bit malleable, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I can kind of show you right here. So this resin is like technically cured, but see how I made a little line in it with my nail? I can like make little scratches on it. So if I just like scraped across here with my nail, or like a nail or a hammer or something, it would make marks in it for sure. You can see right there how I'm making little marks in that resin, even though it's been also cured for like 30 hours. And you do a treehouse live next time. Yes, next time I'm here on a Monday, I will do a treehouse live. Thank you for asking. I think we have to get the internet hooked back up out there. I don't think it's hooked up right now, but I will maybe ask Dad if he can do that. You're so sad it was the last day of the Michigan Renaissance Fair last weekend. I know, we did not get to go to the the Michigan Renaissance Fair this year. It's the first time in like 3 or 4 years we haven't gone. We were going to go this past weekend. It just got to be too much. Josh ended up having to travel for work last minute last week. I'm, in the middle of doing kind of a home remodel and like workspace remodel. It was just a lot of little things that sadly we did not get to go to the Michigan Renaissance Fair this year. So next year we will. We were talking about going to Holly Dazzle though. Have you guys gone to Holly Dazzle? It's not a Renaissance Fair, but it's like a holiday market fair at the same place where the Michigan Renaissance Fair is, because we want to go up and see our Michigan friends. And so we were talking about maybe going to Holly Dazzle. So you guys will have to let me know if you have ever been. How about a live from the Sunflower Garden? Sunflower Garden is gone. Flowers, like many beautiful things in life, are fleeting. And so the sunflowers have all been eaten by the birds. And the sunflowers are only like really in full bloom for like a couple weeks, hit or miss. You kind of have to like, for people who have like massive sunflower like fields and gardens and like places where they do like sunflower farms, they plant them like 1 week apart throughout the whole summer, because you can start planting sunflowers depending on your zone, but like a lot of places you can plant them like as early as like mid-May, but then as late as like the end of July, and then they keep blooming like spread out. It like spreads out how they're blooming, if that makes any sense. So a lot of people who you see have sunflowers for like months and months and months at a time, it's because they planted them spread out. All right, friends, we have about 1.5 minutes until our new video. I'm gonna show you guys one more time our sparkly countertops, because you're never gonna see them all shiny ever again. From now on, they're gonna be matte, which is gonna be perfect for us filming on them, but goodness, they are beautiful. All sparkly, and I love them so much. All right, friends, if you have never been to a live stream before, here's how it works. We go straight from our live stream into our new video. No pressure to come, but if you want to come hang out with us for about another 20 minutes, oh, you have the same shirt. I love this shirt. Sunflower family. If you would like to come hang out with us for another 20 minutes, whenever I end this live stream, is going to pop up on the screen with the thumbnail for today's video with a little button that says play now. If you would like, or play now, watch now, I think it says play now. Click the little button and come watch the video with us if you would like. The video is pre-recorded, and but the chat but the chat is live. So the same way you guys are in a chat now, I will be in that chat with you guys. We can talk, hang out for the next 20 minutes and watch the new video. It's not going to be about the tabletops. That will be next week's video. So you guys are getting a preview since the tabletops are not done yet, sadly. This week's video is going to be 17 clothing items to crochet for fall as a beginner. And I'll see you guys there. Bye.